Hello and welcome everybody to Channel 2S. I'm your host Second Soundwave and it is review time. Today we are looking at the newly released high-grade Build Divers Gundam 00 Diver. Gundam 00 Diver. The Gundam 00 Diver is the lead Gundam of Gundam Build Divers, Bandai and Sunrise's newest Gundam anime. This model is heavily derived from 2008's high-grade 00 Gundam, and since I have the high-grade 00 Gundam, there's really no better way I can show you the differences between these two kits than with a direct comparison. The Gundam 00 Diver features a moderate level of retooling, primarily in the lower legs, wrists, shoulders, chest, waist, head, and GN drive holders. The GN drives themselves are also noticeably smaller on the 00 Diver, meaning that this kit is not compatible with the original O-Riser. This lack of cross-compatibility extends to the kit's backpacks, where the 00 Diver has an entirely different connection system to the original 00 Gundam. While I have the figures turned around, this is just as good a time as any to show you the new tooling of the kit's backpack, rear waist armor, rear knee armor, and head. There is one modification on the 00 Diver that I'm particularly fond of, and that is how they took the yellow pieces from the chest of the 00 Gundam and moved them down to the waist of the 00 Diver. I've always been a fan of variant kits that take the parts of the original model and find clever new ways to reuse them. With our focus now on the 00 Diver exclusively, let's talk aesthetics. I'm not particularly a fan of how this kit looks. I do think it's a little bit more interesting than the original 00 Gundam, which is a design that I've never been particularly fond of, but it still really doesn't do anything to grab my attention. This model was obviously designed to be as basic and generic as possible to increase the customizing potential. And if that's what they were going for, and it most likely is, I'd say they did a pretty good job of it. But for me personally, it's not quite enough. When it comes to stickers, I'd say this model fares extremely well. Besides these little gray flaps on the cheeks, the majority of the stickers on this kit are designed to cover up the translucent green parts on the arms and head of the model. There's one on the back of the head, one on the forehead gem, one for the eyes, one for the forehead camera that's actually not covering up a piece of clear plastic, one for each side of the head that I left off so you could see what the clear parts look like without the stickers, one for each elbow joint that actually goes underneath the clear part, and then finally there is one gray sticker that goes on the top of each foot. Fortunately, they haven't given me any problems so far. That's all the stickers you're going to see on the body of this model. The only other stickers present are these ones on the swords. There is a single gray sticker that folds around the top of each GN Sword 2, and they look perfectly fine. Now that I've brought up the GN Sword 2s, we might as well talk about this kit's accessories. The primary weapons of this kit are the aforementioned GN Sword 2s. I suppose they look pretty good, and they are a definite improvement over the GN Sword 2s that came with the original 00 Gundam, since this sensor piece is now translucent green instead of being completely clear. But I'm just not really a fan of them. It really doesn't hold on to them very well at all. You can transform either or both GN Sword 2s into rifle mode by rotating down this blue piece, freeing up the handle, pulling out the blade, and then reattaching it at a 90-degree angle. Thanks to the now thinner handle, the rifle mode feels even less secure in the hands than the sword did. The way they molded the arm, it almost looks like you're supposed to take the stock and then push it down into the forearm, but it's all a lie. So the GN Sword 2s seem to be a dud all around. Let's see if he has any other better weapons. So on the back skirts, we have a pair of beam saber handles that can be removed very simply, and that's it. Yeah, you don't get any beam saber blades with this. Now this might not be such a big deal if you're like me and you've already got a large assortment of various beam saber blades kicking around your workspace, including in my case, the ones from the original 00 Riser. However, that's not the case for everyone. This is the lead Gundam and arguable first release of the model kit line for a series whose primary purpose is to get new people, especially kids, into Gunpla. This will be a lot of people's first Gunpla experience, and Bandai not including something as basic as beam saber blades in the box is kinda disappointing. Yes, I get it, they wanted to keep the cost down, they wanted to make it a 1,000 yen kit. I understand where they're going with that, but still, you gotta have beam saber blades. Unfortunately, the bladeless beam sabers and mediocre GN Sword 2s are the only weapons this kit comes with out of the box. Fortunately, Bandai at least tried to amend that. Included with this kit are 6 alternate hands. You get a full pair of open hands, a full pair of standard holding hands, and a full pair of trigger holding hands. In addition to these 6 hands, you're still getting the hands from the original 00 Gundam, which are great for holding other weapons from the 00 series. With the help of the extra included hands, there are not a lot of weapons that this kit can't hold. So while the stock weapons loadout of this kit may be a bit underwhelming, at least you have the option to expand. The only thing left that could affect my opinion of this model is the articulation, and fortunately, it's fantastic. The head's on the usual double ball joint. The GN drive holders have quite a lot of mobility, including hinged side panels, a universal joint, forward to back rotation, and a ball joint where they attach to the body. The torso's got a little bit of movement, shoulders are on swing out ball joints, usual arm rotation, slightly subpar elbow, but thanks to a very nice wrist bend, it's not as shallow a joint as you might think. And as for the hands themselves, you should know what they do by now. The front of the waist wiggles, the side skirts come up, and the hips are pretty much unrestricted, in every direction. The hips wiggle, thigh rotation, full knee bend, and some really good ankle mobility. The articulation of the high-grade 00 diver really couldn't get much better than it already is. That's especially impressive considering the base mold is 10 years old now. So, do I recommend the high-grade build diver's Gundam 00 diver? Well, yes, but not on its own. If you're just getting into Gunpla, I would strongly recommend you pick up some sort of option set to go with it. Be it a high-grade build custom set like the ballistic weapons set that this axe came from, or one of the iron-bladed arms sets from IBO, such as option set 7, which is where the cannon I had him using earlier in the video came from. And if you aren't new to Gunpla and you're just looking for another addition to your collection, I would honestly wait until the Diver Ace unit comes out. The 00 Diver just doesn't have enough going for it for me to recommend it as a standalone model. And with this being the lead Gundam of build divers, I can guarantee we're going to be seeing a whole lot more upgrades for it than just the Ace unit. In fact, by the time the show's over, I'm probably going to not want to ever see a 00 Gundam ever again. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, do be sure to leave a like. If you're new, be sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you're notified of all my new Gunpla news, reviews, and other such videos. And finally, as always, I'm your host, Second Soundwave, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.